Are you ready to dive in the world of project management? Hit that subscribe button as we explore how to stay relevant in the Agile workforce. We're going to first start with projects versus operations. Projects are temporary endeavors with unique outcomes. An example of this is as you see file organization at your desk or building a custom web application. Operations involve ongoing, repetitive tasks. Keyword ongoing. Ongoing and repetitive tasks. Examples are human resources, purchasing, and sales. Usually they can be departments. Another huge area when you're understanding project management foundations is identifying project stakeholders. Stakeholders can be individuals, groups, or organizations, and they are affected or perceived to be affected by a decision, activity, or outcome of a portfolio, program, or a project. So that's one of the key things to remember with stakeholders. They're individuals, groups, or organizations, and they can be affected or perceived to be affected by a decision, activity, or outcome of a portfolio, program, or project. We're going to scroll right down and we're going to look at a bunch of categories of stakeholders. So we're going to first start off with customers. Customers, and we're going to look at the stakeholder name and their roles. Customers are individuals or organizations who receive the product or service that is generated. So the customer receives the product or service that is generated from the project. The end user is the individuals who are affected by the product or service that is generated. So the customer receives, but the end user is affected by that product or service. So remember that distinction. Sponsors are individuals or groups that provide finances, management support, or overall support to the project. And they can be internal or external to the organization. So a sponsor doesn't have to be within the organization. They could be an external organization like a government organization that sponsors that activity. Project managers, they are a person assigned by the performing organization. So remember, it's the performing organization to lead the project team, and they are responsible for achieving the project objectives. So the project manager is on the performing side, and they're going to lead the project team to achieve the project objectives. The project management office is the management structure that standardizes the related project governance processes. Remember that. Standardizes project-related governance processes and facilitates the sharing of resources. Methodologies, tools, and techniques. So that without the PMO, you really don't have a governance structure. The PMO is there to provide a governance structure and to share resources, methodologies, tools, and techniques. They are the centers of excellence. The project management team, they comprise of members who are directly involved in the project management activities and also the procurement management, inputting of data into the project management information system, that is the PMIS system, and or assuming the role of the PM in the absence. So that is comprising of any of the team. And then also the project team members comprises of the project manager, project management team, and any individuals who use their expertise to complete project tasks that contribute to deliverables on schedule and provide estimates of task duration, costs, and dependencies. So this is typically the members that comprise of that team that the project manager supports. One critical thing that you need to remember is the number one role of the project manager. The number one role is to meet project objectives. And their role is different than functional or operational managers. You need to know this distinction. This is very critical. Functional managers, these are individuals who provide resources, people, to the project manager, who then assigns them to the project activity. So these functional managers, these are managers typically within departments that assign an individual with a skill or expertise to a project, and then those individuals end up going back to their functional team. An operational manager, they manage the core business areas such as design, manufacturing, provisioning, testing, research, development, or maintenance. So it's a core business area that research, design, testing. So they're responsible for that operational area. And they manage the production, maintenance of products and services within the organization. And then they also they deal with the handling of technical project documentation and other records for operational management. So operational team, they handle mainly a lot of the operational departments within the organization, the testing, the quality assurance, research and development, those functions. Another huge and critical topic area within project management foundations is a project life cycle. A project life cycle is a series of phases that a project passes through from start to finish. You can see in this diagram right here, you go through a series of phases, whether it be initiating, to planning, to executing, to monitoring and controlling, and to closing. And you can complete the cycle and keep on going in that loop, but typically that is the cycle in a project life cycle. It's a series of phases from start to finish. And it is in place to improve the management process and control projects. Projects are broken down into manageable sequential phases of work activities. And typically there's 4 or 5 phases, but this can vary because you want to make sure that you're tailoring towards the project. We'll go through some project phases, which now are called the process groups, and we'll talk about what they involve. First, with the initiating phase. This is when you define the need for a new project or the new phase of an existing project. You validate the project, you prepare a project charter, and you obtain approval for the project charter. Creating the project management plan. This is the plan addresses, this is when you're in the planning phase. This is when you're creating a plan to address that scope. And the scope involves the time, cost, quality, risk, communication, procurement, human resources, and stakeholders. And also you want to make sure that project objectives are refined and you have a strategy to develop and accomplish the work in the project or in the phase. And the reason why you want to plan is because in the next phase, you're going to be executing. You're going to be carrying out the work performed in the project, and then you're also going to meet the project specifications. After that phase, you're going to be monitoring and controlling. This is regular monitoring and controlling of project performance, tracking to make sure that the deliverables are meeting the expectations and the definitions of done. This includes changes that are made to the plan when required and any potential corrective actions that are needed to get the project back on track. You also, once you've completed that monitor and control, the final phase is that closeout phase. That's when you finalize the project activities, you hand out the project to the end customer, you gain formal acceptance, you tie up administrative and contractual loose ends, and you close the project phase or the project completely. We're also going to get into organizational influences and environmental factors. These are 2 huge influences for projects and which projects actually succeed and which ones may fail within an organization, and also which projects you select to undertake. We'll first talk about organizational influences. The features of a project can be influenced by various organizational aspects. We'll talk about policies, values, management style, and work environment. Policies are organizational policies and procedures. They influence the project a company undertakes. So let's say you have policies that you may only take 5 projects at a time. Then once you're at 4, you may only take 1 more. So there could be policies, or you may have policies that you only take a certain type of project. Or a certain length of a project. Organizational policies direct which projects you take. The company values, beliefs, and expectations of the organization have a major impact. If you don't value, then you're not going to invest into it. So values, belief, and expectations, if you don't expect there's going to be a return on investment, then you're not going to undertake it. So what you value, you actually undertake. Management style. The management style impacts the company culture. If it's strict, if it's more agile, the management style will direct what type of projects that you will undertake. Work environment and work ethics, work hours. Let's say that your work hours are normal business hours. Then you're not going to be a 24/7 operation, and you're going to focus on those types of projects when you're undertaking, because you may not have the manpower to support some of those functions during those time frames. We'll also get to enterprise environmental factors. And these are internal and external factors that can positively or negatively impact the project outcomes. These important factors serve as inputs for planning processes. So you want to make sure that when you're planning, that you are addressing these enterprise environmental factors. Organization's culture, human resource pools, market conditions, stakeholder risk tolerance, political situations, and project management information systems. Those are all things that you need to make sure that when you're planning, that you take those into effect, and also those steer the types of projects that you're actually going to undertake as an individual and also as a business. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the Agile methodology. Agile project management is an iterative and incremental project management approach that focuses on customer value and team empowerment. Each iteration can span anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, and after each iteration, the working product is increased with functionality and it is shared with the client for feedback. That's one of the most important things with Agile, is you're getting client feedback more readily so you can make improvements within that monitor and control and the plan and execution phase. Frequent feedback sessions allow developers the ability to continuously improve the project. One of the biggest foundations within Agile is basic values, which include communication, simplicity, humility, and overall just agility. Thank you for joining us with Project Management Foundations. Like I mentioned to you, we have this on the EverTech page. This is also on the Project Leader page. During some periods of time, this is actually open and free to the public for download purposes. So definitely make sure that you check regularly, see if it's for free and available. And this is where you start. If you understand these concepts, this is where you will make a difference in understanding and being able to achieve and build those building blocks for achieving that PMP or CAPM certification. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more project management content. See you on the next one.